My name is Rohana Laing, and I live at the moment in Chemainus. I've retired here after spending 10 years on Salt Spring Island and 10 years on Gabriola Island. One of my big influences in my art is what I learned while I was teaching. I taught not only drawing, but design and textile design, and also taught some painting classes. But for me, the basics have always been very important. So in my own work, drawing, design, composition, color theory, all of those basics are very important. Many of my paintings have a story in them, even though it may be fairly subtle or not that obvious. There's usually something about the subject that has attracted me to want to paint it, besides the colors, the textures, the design that appeal to me. I saw this image in Tofino one summer when I was out for a walk. And I said, what an amazing scene. I love the composition, the colors, the movement. The little water taxi was just pulling into the dock, and there were three men standing there holding plywood, trying to keep it still from the wind. And I had the question, what would they be doing with this plywood? Where is it going? The storyline interested me, but even more so, it was the negative shapes in the shadows and the patterns, the textures in the water and on the docks. The painting of the little girl in Guatemala who's sitting on a rainbow blanket. This was a little girl that I met on one of many trips to Guatemala. Her name was Marlene, and I just was very touched by her and her vivacious personality. I got to know her and her mom. I was involved in a project in Guatemala, had a number of trips there. And in this particular photograph, she was seated on a rainbow blanket that was very visually appealing to me, as well as her smile and her traditional clothing and the way she was sitting, holding her hands and her feet, touched me. And it was something I wanted to express in a painting. In this particular view of the town of San Miguel de Allende, just a few days before I left, I had been out taking photographs. And I noticed in this one at the top left corner, there was a banner of Saint Michael, who is a guardian patron saint of San Miguel de Allende. And there weren't very many people on the street. There's only one car. There may have been a little more action in the photographs, but I removed it. And it just had the feeling that I remembered at the beginning of the pandemic. And it made me feel good to think that St. Michael was guarding his town during this time. It's been so difficult for everyone, and even more difficult for many of the people living in San Miguel de Allende, because the local people, of course, earn a lot of their living from tourism. It was very pleasurable and educational to see the work of many familiar and new to me artists. It was great to see the high quality of art being produced on Vancouver Island. And these were just some of our many gifted artists from Vancouver Island. I posted the link to the exhibition on Facebook, and I now have quite a few friends internationally because I've done a lot of traveling in the last 15 or 20 years. And many people from Mexico and other countries that I've visited, quite a few of them are artists, and many of them looked at the exhibition and told me later how much they enjoyed it. It also impressed many of my friends that the Ladysmith Arts Council has been able to accomplish a juried exhibition online and an exhibition and interviews on Zoom. It's all quite commendable.